Squid Game Season 3 had a record amount of WTF moments from Episode 1 to Episode 6. Let's dissect every single event and the exact reasons behind them in the simplest language possible. The frontman decided to send Sang-gi-han in a coffin to the dorm room when he was alive just to send a message that, from now on, he is as powerless as a dead person inside the compound. He wanted to tell others that this time Sang-gi-han was spared, but if anyone else tries to pull any funny business, he will end up being shot in the head with no mercy. When Captain Park asks the frontman what he should do if Detective Junho gets to find out the island, the man with zero hesitation says, "Kill them all, including even the detective." He didn't even flinch when he ordered the death of his own brother who literally risked his own life to find him out in Season 1. Dude is a psycho. The Pinkers lock Sang-gi-han to the dorm bed, and during the voting, they also ask Sang-gi-han to come participate in the voting. Like, what the hell? How is he supposed to do that? It's like drowning someone in water and then asking the victim why he is not breathing. Jesus. This was the very moment Sang-gi-han started to doubt his own intentions of why he is even here to help people. The way he was looking at Daeho for being a moron in Season 2 made me realize that he is about to die very soon in the hand of Sang-gi-han. Detective Junho has always been a dumb guy. At first, he didn't reveal his brother's identity to Sang-gi-han inside the motel, which could have ended the entire situation after the red light green light challenge. And then, he was also dumb enough to avoid the red flags about Captain Park when Woo-seok warned him from the very beginning. He came to his senses at the last moment after losing all of his teammates. He is not Detective Junho. He is Detective Dumbho. They have hung the dead body of Jungbei to the damn ceiling so that they can send a message to the other players about what happens when you try to become rebellious inside this place. Sergeant Hyunju, from my perspective, was the most badass character in both Season 2 and 3. She basically took out two guys fighting with knives in their hands when she had no weapon to defend herself. This son of a bitch Myung-gi becomes the American Psycho in the fourth game, collaborating with Namgyu. Min-soo takes one pill from Namgyu and now he is hallucinating Semi everywhere inside the compound. Anytime he finds a rival he was supposed to kill, he asks the person either they have seen Semi or not. This dirty grandpa literally hides in plain sight pretending dead so that he could save himself from these two psychos. That was funny actually. The most important character was born from the womb of Junhee. Well, now I can literally say that she looks like $1,000,000. Not million actually, $33 million, which is like 45.6 billion won. Our hero Hyunju had the opportunity to walk outside the compound as she found out the door. But she was generous enough to go back to take Jangam-ja, Junhee, and her daughter. And what she got instead? She got stabbed in the back by this son of a bitch. I almost cried when I saw this woman lying on the floor with her eyes open. She just wanted to get enough money to do her surgery in Thailand. Shit. This shaman bitch got the end that she truly deserved. She could have evaded Min-soo very easily as the boy was under influence, but nope. She had to gaslight the boy by calling him an idiot. Now burn in hell. In Season 2, Mrs. Jangam-ja at night was telling her son Young-sik that if something happens to herself or her son, she is going to use this small cutlery to save both of them. And now, she has used that same cutlery to stab her son to stop him from killing Junhee. A mother has killed her own child to save the child of someone else. When Sang-gi-han was chasing Daeho with a knife, dude literally tried to defend himself with a freaking shoe. And yes, this is the first kill of Sang-gi-han in the Squid Game franchise. In Season 1, he was always shown to be defending himself, but he never killed a single person to win the game. In Season 2, he shot at the Pinkers not to kill them but to injure them enough to slow them down. But this is the first kill of Sang-gi-han and also the last one in the franchise. This is also the first time the VIPs directly joined the Squid Game as a pink guard. This woman might be a bitch, but for some reason I still like her. She's hot. Mrs. Jangam-ja decides to take her life out of remorse for stabbing her son with her own hand. I saw this coming from the very beginning. Something similar also happened in Season 1 if you still remember. Dude was so much under influence that he literally started seeing the Cholsu dolls smiling at him. Junhee decides to sacrifice her life entrusting her daughter to Sang-gi-han because she couldn't move with a sprained ankle. And this really broke my heart. She was one of the cutest characters in the new season. As Detective Dumbho was too late to uncover the true skin of Captain Park, all of his teammates get killed in the blink of an eye. And as he is the hero of that boat, he somehow managed to save his ass and hit Captain Park with the fish hook. But still, he could have avoided all of that casualty if he was just serious enough. He is a detective and yet he doesn't know how to doubt people. That was really cute. Ogres are always awesome. I wish I could see more of this cuteness. Alright, that was a big blow for me. The frontman finally reveals himself to Sang-gi-han and gives him his knife that he used many years ago in the Squid Game. He tells Sang-gi-han to kill all of his opponents during sleep so that he can finish the game and come out with the baby alive as the winner. And you can see the flashback of how he killed all of his opponents before the final game after getting the knife from Oh Il-nam. Dude literally won the final round by cheating in the game. But Sang-gi-han couldn't manage to pull that off when he had a deja vu of Se-byuk requesting him not to do that. I still miss this girl. She was a sweetheart. These guys are so obsessed with the circle, square, and triangle shape that they literally made the final game on that thing. On the other hand, Major No-yul almost sacrificed herself for someone else's girl just because the girl reminded her of her own daughter. You know what? Behind her cold and ruthless demeanor, she is a sweetheart. She is just traumatized. If she doesn't find her daughter back in China, I'm gonna make an alternate Squid Game universe where her daughter will be the front woman and the director of the series will be player number 456. Minsu begins to see baby Thanos again under drug influence. Now it makes sense on why Rapper Thanos was present in every event for season 3. His appearance in the final game was the least of things I actually expected. Myung-gi right now is probably the most hated character in season 2 and 3. Dude at first got Yoon-mi killed, and then he becomes the American Psycho with Namgyu, and then he kills the very person who basically protected his daughter and wife from 2 attackers. And right now, he wants to throw his own daughter to save his own ass. You son of a. And also, I remember another thing. Before the 4th game began, he also told Junhee that he will sacrifice his own life if it's necessary to protect his daughter. And now, he wants to sacrifice his own daughter to protect himself. I shed a drop of tear when Sang-gi-han decided to sacrifice himself to save Junhee's daughter. He was not just a character, he was an icon, an emotion, a literal brand. And now, you will never get to see him again in the Squid Game franchise. Even the VIPs were stunned to see that sense of humanity in Sang-gi-han. The frontman also didn't hesitate to show his respect for this legend. His final words were, "I'm not a hero, I'm just a human." And what he was trying to mean is that humans are not good or bad, they are morally gray. And yet, we can choose to stick to the good things we have in us. Not everyone is evil, so it is still worth saving a life and it is still worth having hope in humanity. And yes, Netflix has indirectly told us through this Dukji scene in America that they probably had the intention of making the American version of Squid Game. And that would be awesome. I would love to see Keanu Reeves as player number 456 and Michael Fassbender as the frontman. I'm right now watching Squid Game 3 frame by frame to find out hidden details and Easter eggs. You can just hit the like button to get recommendations of my upcoming videos.